What is up, coaches? Today is a really exciting part of your journey because today is where we teach you how to create your own audience, an audience that you own and are the leader of. And this is so exciting, this part of the journey, because it might have felt like you're rolling solo for a little while, but now this is the opportunity where you get to build your tribe. This is the opportunity where you get to create your ideology that other people are going to rally around. This is where you really step into becoming a leader and an authority. So I'm going to talk a little bit about why you're going to use it, some of the key success principles, the frequency that you need to really focus on growing your own audiences, and I'll walk you through a visual framework of how to think about this. But one of the most potent reasons for creating your owned audience is because you're building your tribe of people. With borrowed audiences, you're borrowing somebody else's tribe. You found a tribe that some other leader had created, and maybe it wasn't, center of the bullseye fit for you. Maybe there was some things about the ideologies or the culture of that group or group of people that wasn't exactly center of the bullseye. But now you have the opportunity to come up with your own culture for your audience, to really attract in the people who resonate with you. And therefore, you probably are going to be feeling like it's easier to connect with them. And so that's a really cool part of this. And then tactically, there's no promotional restrictions when you own your own audience. You can promote anything that you have coming up, whether it's, we'll teach you about conversions and events later, but you can promote anything that you want to your own audience. Obviously, they don't have to listen to you. So, you don't want to fatigue them with constant promotions, but you don't have to go asking permission to somebody to promote to their group. And so you actually can control your promotional calendar. It gives you a lot more control over your business. And the other thing is it limits third-party risk, because I've been a member of a group where the admin was friendly towards me. And then all of a sudden one day I went to go in the group and they blocked me, because it turns out that they decided that they wanted to do something similar and they didn't want me to see what it was. So, it limits that third-party risk. And the other thing is, if you truly own your audience, like, for example, with Facebook groups, you're at the whim of whether or not Facebook wants to continue supporting the group feature. I don't imagine Facebook would ever get rid of groups because they organize their platform around community. But the thing is, if you've got an email list, you can always move that email list to a different email service provider. So depending on the type of audiences you own, you've eliminated that risk that that audience might disappear. All right. So there's some really, actually, Kate, was there anything you wanted to say about why to use owned audiences before we move on?
Nope, you nailed it.
Sweet. Cool. So then we'll dive into some of the things that are really important to succeeding as you build out your own audience. So the first one is choosing a medium with low friction. So I'll just give you a quick example here. Kate and I are both enlifted coaches. We've gone through all their certification programs. And I love that community. That's my people. A lot of you might actually be enlifted coaches. But the thing is, there was no friction when the enlifted community was on Slack, because for my business and for other businesses that I help, I've got a Slack channel and I'm on Slack and I have notifications turned on for Slack. So the enlifted community there was easy for me, low friction. And then they moved it to a different platform that I never go on. And I stopped showing up. I'm not really a part of the community anymore because there was platform friction. So you want to choose a medium that your clients are already on and checking. You don't want to have the burden of teaching them how to use a new platform. All right. So show up where they already are is the point there. And the thing is, you want to make this community yours. Like I said, you have the opportunity to create a culture here. So you want to actually put some time into thinking about, like, what is the ideology? What is the flag that everybody that would be my tribe would be willing to rally around? And you want to really put some time into that. Like, the VIP Coach Manifesto, that's something that Kate and I probably took a month to write. We went through a bunch of drafts. We both independently came up with ideas for it. We brought it together, we cut it down, we built it up, we cut it down again, and it's something that we really feel like people can rally around, just being a VIP coach. And so what's your attractive ideology? If you come up with that, it's going to make your community a lot more successful than just looking like another generic exercise and weight loss group. All right. And the other thing is with owned audiences, we recommend trying to create omnipresence. So I'll tell you another quick story here. Tim Ferriss, when he was launching the 4-Hour Workweek, nobody knew him at that point. But the thing is, he knew that the people who would be interested in what he was writing in the 4-Hour Workweek were essentially young male tech, people in tech industry. And so he was like, where are they? They look at Wired magazine, they look at TechCrunch, they look at all of these different things, Gizmodo. So he had limited resources to promote the book, but he focused all of those resources on the places that he knew his ideal reader already was. And by doing that, to them, it felt like he was everywhere. He wasn't on like Fox News, he wasn't on like all these bigger publications, but he was everywhere that they looked. So if you can think about how can you be on all the platforms, how can you be everywhere that your client looks, that's an important success principle here. But the other thing, and this might seem counterintuitive, it might seem like a paradox, be omnipresent, but also focus on one. You only want to focus on getting amazing at one medium. So if YouTube is the thing, be the best at YouTube. If Facebook group is the thing, be the best at Facebook group. Create the content for the platform that you want to be the best at, and that is the easiest for your clients to find you on, and then you leverage it out to the others. And we've got strategies to help you leverage that content onto other platforms without it being this entirely new content creation process. And then the other thing is that you win with your owned audience, where it is just a constant series of jabs, as Gary Vee would say, versus just right hooks. We made that mistake where, within the online nutrition coach community, it was like 2-week promo, 1 week delivering the thing that we were promoting, 1 week of just pure value. And then like back to 2 weeks of promotion, and then delivering the thing we were promoting, and then a week of value. So it was like right hook, jab, right hook, jab, and our engagement went. So we've realized like, okay, what was I doing with the online nutrition coach community when it was thriving? It was just value. You know where to find me, value. And I would recommend doing the same with whatever platform you are focusing on. Before we move on, Kate, any gaps you want to fill in there?
Just to let you know that for your owned audience, like we're going to teach you how to create an amazing cadence with your content so that you don't feel like you're being pulled in a lot of different directions, but it's a way that it's client-led content. So it's delivering value, it's what they want. It's going to create engagement, and it's going to build trust even more.
Awesome. Great point. All right. So with owned audiences, you own your audience. You own your audience for the life of your business here. So you're not progressing and leaving them behind. But the thing is, the next step, just future pacing you, is to create a conversion event for your owned audience. So the thing is, we don't recommend doing that until you get your owned audience to, like, you can do it when you're over 200 members, but if you can get your owned audience up to 1,000 members, your conversion event is going to be amazing. It's going to be huge. There's going to be a lot of engagement. So the reason that we recommend getting your owned audience up to 1,000 first is because it takes a lot of energy. The next step takes a lot of energy. The first time you do a conversion event, pretty much everything's going to be focused on it. So if we can get consistent calls, conversations, and clients just coming from the content you're putting out every week in your owned audience, then it's going to get to the point where you've probably got enough clients coming in that you can hire some help when you go to do conversion events. And that's what I mean by having excess capacity. Like, if you do not have any excess capacity to create something new and amazing, then you don't want to move on to the next step. Really just focus in on your own audience. Just if that's working for you, you can stay here. Your good BART audiences, doing mini market research, doing the Client Launchpad Challenge within your own audience, focusing on the content cadence for your own audience, you can crush it. You don't have to move on to the next step. But if you are, like, these are some of the things that I would want to see in place first. So, Kate, anything that you want to add to that?
Nope. That's exactly what I think as well. You crushed
Okay.
it.
Awesome. Awesome. So the thing is, again, this is a foundational component. You're doing it on an ongoing basis. You own your audience for the life of your business. And implementation, if you remember from borrowed audiences, the compile, analyze, strategize, execute strategy applies once again. So the thing is, you really want to take in the compilation phase, you want to compile the market research. You want to take some time to maybe do a study of your best clients. And you want to just gather all of this data. Like, who are my best clients? What are they resonating with? What are they needing help with? Why have they stuck with me? You want to just grab all this information about your clients, and then you want to analyze it and see, like, okay, what is it that makes me unique? How can I create something that's blue ocean? Red ocean is essentially, there's sharks in the water, there's blood in the water because it's just like crowded space. Blue ocean is, it's like, oh, this is actually somewhere where, like we say with a monopoly offer, there's no one really competing here. How can you put yourself in a blue ocean to be different, but not so different that nobody cares what you have to say? Like, different but relevant. When you've compiled different but relevant to what your clients want, and then you create your strategy. It's like, okay, what's the ideology? What's my content cadence going to be? How am I actually going to run this group? This group of people? And we'll show you how to do that. And then that's when you start executing. You don't just build your group out, start posting on YouTube without having actually like analyzed, like, is that even the best platform? Do I have a strategy for it? We want to get all those things in place, then we execute. And then once you start building that tribe, you start connecting with that tribe. You really start connecting with those people. You're contributing that content that you strategized, you're conversing with people, and you're converting them into clients. Did I miss anything, Kate? Anything you want to fill in there?
You got it all. You got it all. Oh, well, you know what? You may actually be asked for, like, by someone else to borrow your audience. And you know what, Coach? It might be a great way to deliver more value to your audience. Matt and I share in the online nutrition coach community what our zones of genius are. And we bring in other experts to bring value to our members. That's something that's outside of our zone. So if you want to bring somebody else into your group to contribute value to their lives that's outside of your expert zone, you can do that. And it's pretty awesome when you get to do that.
Awesome. I'm glad you brought that up, Kate. Cool. Well, time for y'all to start your journey. We'll see you soon.